I wanted to show you a little bit about how to access information relating to your course papers. So I am on the social psychology site right now, but at the same time it's almost exactly the same for any of my classes. So I'm looking at our class and I want to know how to do my course paper. So I click on assignments and then I scroll down to course paper and I click on that. And what I see are the instructions for how to complete the course paper. Down here I'm going to see associated files. This one is using the library to search for articles, which includes information about what peer-reviewed means, and we'll talk about that in a second. Down here you'll see the rubric that you will be graded on for the actual paper. So as you're writing your paper, you can refer back to this to know what you need to do and what you need to avoid in your paper. So if we take a look at the associated file, we want to open it. It's in Adobe. This tells us how to use the library. So it shows us, okay, go to the college's homepage, click on library, click on databases by subject, social sciences, and then choose one of the databases. And I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. And then it also shows you, it tells you what does peer-reviewed mean. Means that another professional in the field has reviewed this article and found it to be scientifically accurate. As evaluators of research evidence, we need to know that other people in the field have agreed that this publication is acceptable before we acknowledge it as good science. And that's one of the things that's really important that when we're looking for sources. And that's one of the reasons why I don't suggest that you use internet sources, because we don't ever know what the source of an internet source is. So for example, we can't use Wikipedia in our papers. Granted, we can start at Wikipedia when we're trying to learn something in order to get a general idea of what's going on, but we can't use Wikipedia, Psychology Today, or any sort of psychology blog in our papers as our main sources, because we don't know what that primary source is. So keep in mind that we can talk about primary sources, secondary sources, and even tertiary sources. Primary sources are the articles written by the person who actually did the research study, and those are the ones that we want to look at. So how do we do that? Let's close out of this. Let us go to the main page of the college. Click on the library. Click on databases and scroll down to social sciences at the bottom. And then click on any one of the three. So we can use Psychology Behavioral Sciences, Psychology Collection, or Science Direct. I suggest Psychology Behavioral Sciences Collection, and it will bring up a search page. After you've logged in, be sure that you follow the login instructions, otherwise you won't be able to log in. So I'm going to put in my topic for my paper. Let's see. I'm going to look at identity development, because that's what most of my research focuses on. So I type in identity development. I click on scholarly peer-reviewed down here to make sure that I only get peer-reviewed journals. We want to make sure we're getting full-text journals. And then we want to also come down here and click on, where did it go? Article. Okay. And otherwise you could get book reviews and all sorts of stuff that you just don't want to wade through. And then you click search. My search came up with 703 results, so I might want to go back and change up here my search criteria so that I can get fewer articles to look at, or if I really want to browse through these 703, I can do that as well. So a lot of times it's better to use more specific keywords, because then you're not going to come up with 703 articles, you're going to come up with 20, and 20 articles are easier to look at the abstract than 703. So how do I look at an abstract, which is a short summary of the article? Over here, I can click on that, and it will actually bring up the abstract, and I can read it and see if it's an article that I want to either add to my folder or even view the entire article in order to read it, or look at the detailed record, which tells us all sorts of stuff, the authors, the title, the subject terms, that full abstract, and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so remember, for each of your papers, you're going to want to use at least 3 peer-reviewed journal articles that we retrieve from the library's databases. And again, please don't use internet sources as your 3 sources. Granted, you can use them as outside or extra sources, but you need to have at least 3 journal articles for your paper in order for you to receive full points on your paper. So I hope this answered any questions that you have about finding articles at the library. If not, shoot me an email and we can discuss. Thanks. Great.